can we run a recession? Is it possible to run a recession, or is it really just a game of? If we look at inflation on a progress chart, like we're getting down to 2%, right? Inflation's back to where we were in 2020 theoretically, right? Like if you look at it, 2019, 2020, 2018, we're in that range, that corridor. Yet, you look at the 2-year, right? So we look at the 2-year interest rate, and we are just so far from that level. And the argument here is very simple. Why are rates so much higher? Like Trump will just say the Fed's late, the Fed's late, the Fed's late, and he'll just try and, throw Powell under the bus. But, think if you look at it more objectively, rates are at 4%, right, on the 2-year. Inflation is at 2.3%, and we're not actually like below. Like rates are significantly higher than where they were in 2018, yet inflation is not significantly lower, which is telling you that the neutral rate of interest has shifted up, and that's the base rate at which rates must be without them being restrictive or accommodative. Think of that as the baseline rate where nothing really breaking, not really overheating the economy, but you're not really breaking anything either. It's just stagnant. And that rate it moves up and down over time. It's impossible to measure. It's just a rough estimate. Everyone has their own estimate, but it's just clear from the term of the economic data that the baseline of interest has lifted post-COVID. And I think that this is the actual problem that on the table in terms of like deficit and whatnot. These large deficits in in overproducing economies with a positive output gap are going to lift that neutral rate. And the argument here is like, look, if you're not getting a recession, or how can you get a recession when you're running over capacity? And the answer is you really can't. And the question comes down to, do you run into this stagflationary risk where you have growth kind of gets eaten up by inflation? Inflation's just really high due to high government spending, and you get the stagflation or stagflationary economy. I think that's really the risk here, that deflation spiral, right? That everyone's like so worried about. That's like crisis related.